All right, welcome back to the channel, everybody. And today we're going to be talking about the unspoken rule of success. There's many unspoken rules of success, but this is one that I think a lot of us hear, but we don't really hear. We don't really think about until it reaches that point for us. Okay. So a lot of us hear this all the time and we know that it's part of success, but we don't really realize it until it just hits us. Boom. And we're like, wow, this is crazy. All right. So you have to understand that everyone is not your friend who's around you. So people who are around you, just because they're around you, do not think that everybody around you wants you to be successful. Or should I rephrase that to say, everybody doesn't want you to be successful because they're happy for you. They're happy for what you'll be able to do for them. They're happy for being able to leech off of you, but not happy for just you. They don't just want to see you successful. So it was just crazy to me. I'm looking through Facebook and I see this post, and this is the real unspoken rule right here. Okay. A lot of people talk about coming up with their friends, coming up with their family, coming up with the people around them. And what they don't understand is you can't change the people around you, but you can change the people around you. All right, so I'm going to repeat that. You can't change the people who are around you, but you can change the people around you. All right, so what do I mean by that? You can't change your friends. You can't change your family members. You can't change the people who are around you to have a different personality or a different thought process, or to want to do the same things as you, to have common interests, or to understand what you're doing. I took a way different route from many of my friends. So there were many of my friends that I couldn't hang out around for a while. I couldn't be around these people. I couldn't invest all of my time around being around them. Especially I'm not a camera person. I don't like, cameras on me. If you know me off camera, I hate cameras. So whenever I see a lot of cameras, I have an aversion to. I always leave, So for me, I've never been that camera person. I've never been that drama person. I've never been that type of person. So my friends who chose to take that route, I'm glad for them because they're successful and they're doing what they're doing. And I'm glad that they were able to accomplish the things that they were able to accomplish. But I couldn't change that from being their personality. I couldn't change that from being them. I couldn't change them from wanting to have a certain lifestyle or wanting to do certain things. What I had to do was change the people in my immediate circle. I had to say, okay, love you, bro. Love you from a distance. You stay over there doing what you're doing. I'm going to stay over here doing what I'm doing. We're both going to become successful, and we're going to tap back in one day. We're both going to run into each other on bigger platforms one day. We're both going to be successful one day. And that is what is important. That's what you guys got to see is when you get yourself in the right circles, when you're around the right people, that's when you're going to come up. That's when you're going to see yourself elevating. But as long as you're allowing people around you who are not on the same page as you, or not building with you, all you're doing is stunning your own growth. As long as you're being a follower and not a leader, you're stunning your own growth. Okay, so taking a different route is there's nothing wrong with it. Losing some friends, there's nothing wrong with it. Postponing certain relationships and friendships, there's nothing wrong with it. If people truthfully love you, whenever you tell them, hey, I got to go do this for me, I'm going to do these things for me, and you have never had any falling out, any type of argument, any type of disconnect, you will know how real these people are when you approach them again later on down the road. You will know what type of people these people are when you run into them again. And it's rough sometimes. It's sad when you have to see these things firsthand and say, wow, I was the only person in your corner. Wow, I was one of the first people who was around you, one of the people who came up with you, and you turned your back on me, you know, because I chose to go be successful for myself, because I chose not to do the same thing as you, or I chose not to ride on your wave. When you create your own wave, you create your own vibe, you are in control of that. You're your wave, you're your vibe, you're going to allow yourself to reach that next level. But as long as you're allowing other people to control you within, you're not getting anywhere. So just remember that. Create your own vibe, create your own wavelength, and push forward, and stop focusing on, am I going to have friends? Are these people going to be around me later on in life? What happens if I mess up my relationship with this person or with that person? Guess what? Other doors will open. Every time a door closes, a new one opens. Someone else will walk into your life. Someone else will fill that place. Sometimes it hurts because as people, we are emotional beings, and we sometimes move off of emotion rather than logic. But I'm telling you, if you allow logic to run your life rather than sitting back and allowing your emotions to run your life, it will allow you to make it a lot farther. If you take the time out to humble yourself, it will allow you to make it a lot farther in life. There's so many of us who we let our pride get in the way. We let our emotions get in the way. We let that moment get in the way, and we say, you know what? You're not going to make me do this, or you're not going to tell me to do this, or I'm going to do this. I'm going to run my life. You can't have any control in my life. And by us being so emotional and being so power driven, it can affect the doors that open for us. So sometimes we have to sit back and say, it's time to humble myself. It's time to allow myself to grow. And it's time for me to change the people around me, change my connections, and head up to that next level. So with that being said, thank you all. Thank you to everyone who's watched, everyone who supports me, and I'll see you guys